Are you ready?
I'm ready. Go!
The most inspiring, uplifting, and encouraging breakfast show. Jam 316 with James Okumu.
It is possible that we could improve the future.
Time for Motivation Monday. In studio today, I have a certified corporate trainer, speaker, and counselor, Patricia Obiero, in studio with us today. Karibu sana studio.
Thank you for having me.
Today you get to work from my office. I don't know whether you've been working from home.
Yes, I've been working from home.
How has it been, by the way?
It's full of its own challenges, but so far so good. I think I like it.
You think you like it?
Yes.
Do you think you'll make some changes after COVID-19 in terms of how you work?
I may make some changes. I still feel that the interaction with people is very important.
Very true.
But then I may make some changes because I have just realized that you do not always have to go out to work. You can actually work from where you are.
Yes.
Yes.
So today we want to find clarity. Very important, finding clarity in our lives. Because without clarity, then I imagine trying to drive a car, and first of all, you're not even sure where you're going, and the windscreen is not even clear enough for you to see. So, when we talk about clarity, what exactly are we talking about?
James, being a trainer, allow me to first define what clarity is, so that we move together and don't assume that everybody understands what it is.
Yes.
So clarity is the quality of being clear and easy to understand. So we all have an inherent desire to find clarity in all aspects in our lives. So this could be in a relationship. We are constantly asking ourselves, who am I in this relationship? What am I bringing to the table? What do I mean to the other person? And if it is even at workplace, we want to be clear about our roles and responsibilities so that we can be able to execute well.
Yeah.
So even in a family setup, we want to know, what is my role? What am I bringing to the table? What is my position? So we are always in the business of wanting to know what is it that I can do, what is it that I am, who is it that I am, what is it that I can bring in the table. We are always asking about clarity, and most of the time clarity comes by understanding or being given direction. So I think clarity is not complete until we check the opposite side of clarity, which is obscurity. And this is basically the quality of being difficult to understand. So if you are in a position in your life where there is a state of confusion, then you definitely need clarity in life. And that is why we are here.
Sometimes I hear people say, "Mi hata sijielewi."
we say that a lot. And you see, the reason why we say "mi hata sijielewi" is because most of the times we actually look for clarity on the outside. Yet clarity, we should look at it first on the inside. Because for me to be able to jielewa, I need to find what is it about those things about me that is making my life look confused. Yes.
Okay. I realize that when you don't have clarity and you're hit with a season like this, man, you can spin all over the place. Because now you're trying to find something to hold on to, whatever, because you're not really sure about what your life is all about. And I've talked to several people who find themselves in that situation with this season, yet others think maybe they've shut down their business or they've even lost their job, but they seem so secure in something. And it's because they understand who they are. I don't know what your thoughts are on those two perspectives.
Yes, I think I agree with you. People who do not have clarity, they immediately get into depression. Because they cannot see, like you said, they cannot see where they are going. Their windscreen is not clear. But someone who has clarity in life, something like COVID-19 does not shake them. Because yes, they will not numb what they are feeling and the anxiety, but they know that after COVID-19, there is still life. And why do they look at it that way? It's because they have clarity. Yes. So they can be able to say that this is where I want to go. This is what I have envisioned. And so I know that I am not stuck at this position. But after this pandemic, my life is going to move on.
Yes. Because with clarity, then you can create a plan. Even though there's a disruption, you can re-strategize and come up with a plan to still achieve what you're sure about achieving.
Yes, and not just a plan, a clear plan.
A clear plan.
Yes.
Okay. So how do I get to a place where I begin to find clarity for my life?
I think the first most important thing to consider is seeking God.
Ooh.
God is the author of clarity.
Okay.
So the Bible says in Isaiah 30:21 that whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. That's NIV. So God is always giving direction, and those directions are giving us clarity. Then Psalms 32:8 says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go.
Yeah.
I will counsel you and watch over you. And Matthew 7:7 says, ask and it will be given to you. We all know this. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. So when you do not have clarity, ask the person who created you. Just find out, God, I am stuck at this particular place in my life. I need clarity. Kindly give me clarity. And God sure answers prayer. So I believe the first way to find clarity in your life is to seek God.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when we think about God, we think some people may think that the whole issue of clarity, because clarity has to do with your everyday life and where you're going. You know, some of us have divided our lives into two. We have the secular and the spiritual. And so matters God is matters church and fellowship, you know, and Bible study, and then it ends there. We fail to create that bridge where that what is birthed out of that Bible study and that Sunday service and that fellowship becomes then the ingredients we use in this other part of life that people think is not connected to the spiritual aspect, because we have secular and spiritual. So I love that you're bringing in that aspect, because then that tells me that God cares about everything that concerns me as an individual.
He does. And when you say everything, it means literally everything.
Yes.
Everything. Even when you're going to sit for your exams, he cares about that. Even sometimes your dress code, he cares about that.
Yes.
And your thoughts, even those that you're not able to articulate or tell any other person, he cares. He cares about everything, every aspect of our life. Yes.
Okay. So now, as I talk to God, how do I begin to get to that place where I know this is the way God is directing me? Because sometimes people have an issue with nikiongea na yeye ananiongeleshaga.
I think there are very many ways that God speaks to us. And I'll just say that this is the importance of seeking God for clarity is that it gives you strength. You actually find strength.
Yes.
So maybe you want him to answer in a particular way, but he actually gives you strength. Because sometimes not just physical strength, but even spiritual strength.
Yeah.
Sometimes we wake up in the morning and you're so tired and you can't even tell what is going on. So when you seek God, he gives you strength. Then he also delivers you from fear. We are actually at a point where people are going through turbulence. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of anxiety. When you seek God, he removes that out of you. Then he also answers your prayers.
Yes.
In different ways.
Yes.
In different ways. Maybe not in the way that you expected him to answer, but with time you realize that God actually answered this prayer. And then he gives you clarity in life by the prompting of the Holy Spirit. I think that is what I like more. So there are people who sleep, and by the time you wake up, who sleep with an issue. By the time you wake up in the morning, you have a solution for that issue. What happened during that time?
Yes.
God happened.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after God, because I believe there's the God factor,
Yes.
but then also I have my part to play. So where do I fit in this whole picture?
I think the second point to finding clarity is having personal core values.
Ooh.
Yes.
Break down for us what core values are.
So core values are basically pillars. They're like ethics. They give direction in life. They are principles and standards of behaviors.
I like the word pillar.
Yes.
Because it basically is what is carrying the weight and holding the building together.
Yes.
If Jesus is the foundation, then these are the pillars that rise up from that foundation.
Yes, they are.
I like that.
And it's also important to note that values are not chosen. You don't wake up and say, I want to be this type of a person.
Oh, really?
They're not chosen. They are inherent to each person. So your work is to simply find what your values are, or be cognizant of them, and then write them down. After you write them down, work on them. Don't write it and leave it there. Work on it. So, for example, James, before I came to Family TV, I checked out what the values are.
Yeah.
So the values are we trust in God. Your values are we
Yeah.
trust in God. We create an extraordinary impact. We are passionate, creative, and have fun. We learn, improve, and grow. And we do this in His strength.
Yes.
So when I was coming to Family TV, I already know what my boundaries are. So for example, from your values, I am able to know this is my dress code.
Yes.
This is how I'm going to prepare my content.
Yes.
This is how I should present myself. Why? Because I'm going to a house that already has a structure. So the same thing should happen in our personal lives. So James, if you're in a position in your life where somebody cannot make a decision for you in your absence, then you have not lived your core values.
Say that again, Pole Pole.
If you're in a position in your life
Yeah.
where someone cannot make a decision for you in your absence, then you have not clearly lived your core values, because it has to be that you're not it has to be that you're not in a particular meeting, maybe at work, maybe at
Yeah.
home, or maybe with friends,
Yeah.
and then something is said, and then I can easily say James cannot buy into that.
Yeah.
Why? Because those are not his values. Or I will give James that message, I will deliver it. Why? Because those are his values. So your values has to be seen. It has to be felt. So the question is, even in your absence, what are your friends saying about you? What do you stand for?
Ooh, what do you stand for?
What do you stand for?
I like that, because we live in an age where people have placed money and material things at the forefront, that we've discarded values. As long as I get the money. I remember some time back, there was like a research done amongst our young people, trying to figure out what values they have. And they were saying, you know what, they would do anything to get money. Values, no values, as long as I get the money in, me, I can do anything. And we are seeing a lot of that today, our young people getting involved in so many things. So I like what you're talking about. What are my core values? Can I call them non-negotiables?